Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all get to hear me up early in the morning with the deep voice. I need to stop, but I couldn't sleep. Like I keep waking up at 1, 2, 3. I said, "Thank you, Jesus. I should be praying. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning and starting me on my way." But me and my daughter woke up, but she went back to sleep. She did stay up for a little bit, but I'm still up. I've been up since about for a couple of hours. I did go to bed really early, like around, well, not too early, around 10. Oh, I feel so sleepy. Who's up with me? It's early. It's 4 a.m. 4:17 to be exact in Cali. Um, 7 o'clock, 7 whatever on the East Coast. What y'all doing? Y'all up with me? Mm. Yeah, but this week is feeling a lot better than last week. Let's just start there. Last week, ugh, it was crazy. I had the worst anxiety and depression last week. I don't even know where it came from. I couldn't pinpoint it to anything because I received good news and all of that, but I don't know why I was just so. Ugh, I don't know why I was feeling away. Um, I guess I got so much that's getting ready to happen in my life. A lot of things with my health and things like that. So maybe that's why I was feeling a little bit off kilter. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better this week. I just kept praying and praying and reading my word and uh, trying to keep my mindset right. That's what really worked for me and really helped me. Nothing else. But my sleeping is off. Like I'm going to bed too early and I'm waking up extra early and I'm not really rested. So I'm gonna get off of here in a minute. I'm already starting to feel sleepy, which is a good thing. But just on here, just on up, seeing who else is up with me, seeing who else is gonna slide through. Um, so yeah, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody is having a great day and is ready to get up and seize the day, get out there and get some stuff done. I have a lot that I have transpiring in my life, a lot of things to do. I just need to, between my daughters and making sure they're good and everything else, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. Hey, Casey Smith, how are you doing today? I hope I said that right. Casey, right? And good morning to you. Where are you from? I'm from Cali. California knows how to party. So guys, I was just up in Ohio. That's what's up. I have a lot of family in Dayton, Ohio. Hey Norma, good morning, sweetheart. How are you doing today? How's your morning going so far? I was just scrolling, doom scrolling. I gotta stop doing that because I'm always coming across something that, you know, and it does matter like what you scrolling, what you ingest and what you take in, guys. Be careful of that stuff because you don't realize, but it's having a negative impact on your emotions. And starting today, when I wake up, I'm read the Bible and then just read it until I fall back to sleep because I don't want to be on my cell phone like I'm being on my cell phone lately. It's too much. It's too much going on in the world. And it's not even that it's too much going on in the world. It's the fact that we have access to it all. Kenya, is Kenya a country, Dingo? See how fast I did that? Kenya, boom, boom. Stop playing with me. I didn't even have to think about it. But yes, we gotta be careful what we just as much as we have to watch what we eat. Thanks for subbing, Casey. Let me get my other phone. I'll sub back. Whenever somebody subs me in my live and I know that they did, I sub back. Um, Make sure you comment on one of my shorts or something like that. So when I get off live, Casey, I'll know that you subbed. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Because otherwise I won't know. You too, Norma? Okay, same thing for you. Go watch my last short when you get off of here and like it and comment. And then I'll go to yours and like and comment. And if you're a content, are you guys content creators? I don't be caring if you're a content creator. If you come to my live and you subscribe to my channel, I'm gonna go back and subscribe to your channel just on GP. That's just the way I move. I do that. I mean, it doesn't hurt me. It's just more things for me to see and more people for me to get inspired by. I don't know why people get to where they don't want to follow back or subscribe back or they don't want to show other support. I know that a lot of people that I support, and I know it's all gonna come back to me, and even if it doesn't, I'm gonna still put out that good energy. But I know I'll see like people come commenting on my shorts and liking it, and they didn't really watch it. I could tell when they didn't really watch it because um, it's not getting pushed out in the algorithm, and then also because like say if it's a 15-second short, my average is like 3 seconds. So no, you're not watching the whole short. But I know for a fact that I do. I just do that. If you come and like one of my shorts, I'm gonna go and watch two of yours, maybe three. That's just how I do. Um, because I understand the content creation game. I understand what support means. I understand what gratitude means. Like, you got to be gracious in this thing called life. You got to care about others. That's what's up, Mr. Stepper. What's your page about? What kind of content do you share? I'll check you out. 51K is a big milestone. I just hit 3K on Saturday. It took me forever. Like, it took me forever to get that last little 150 subscribers. It took like 2 months. I'm like, whoa. And usually I'm good for a good 150 a month, but it took me a minute. I guess I wasn't as active as I needed to be. Like sometimes my productivity would be really high, but then sometimes it's like, I don't feel like doing this stuff. And when I get like that, I just, I'll take a few days off. Sometimes I'll be real slow to put up content or I'll be slow to do shorts. And if I'm not feeling it or if I'm tired, then I'm just tired. You make beats. I'm going to check you out, Mr. Stepper. I can't speak German, animator. Sorry. You know what though, animator? Life is funny. I can say Guten Morgen. That's as that's as far as I got. Guten Morgen. I did take German, I think, in 7th or 8th grade, and that's the only thing I remember is Guten Morgen. Hey, entertainment you love, what's good, sis? I knew you would be up. Why did I know you was gonna slide through? I can't sleep, yo. I cannot sleep. I've been up like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, right, and then I just stay up, and I'm up all day. Yesterday, I was supposed to go walking yesterday, but I could not bring myself to do it. Like I was so tired. I was doing so much. Since I started clean eating, your girl has been really on one. I was like, usually I let the girls do all the housework because I'm the mom and they're the teens and they got more energy and more stamina. And plus, I just wasn't really feeling good. I've been doing housework. I've been washing clothes. Yesterday I was washing clothes, washing dishes, cleaning out the refrigerator, grocery shopping, carpooling the kids back and forth all day. It was a lot, and I was just so tired. So I probably went to bed at like, no, I went live last night. We went live. We had a good live. Deneen was in there with me. She kept me going. But now that you're here, I was just checking out. I'm scrolling as I always do, minding my business and everybody else's. And I was just bugging out. I was just watching our girl, whose name should not be mentioned. That's a fruit, a furry fruit, an orange fruit in Florida. Why she went to the Africans, that's what she calls them, the Africans, to get her hair done and then and walked out with it half done. Like, girl, like it's not everybody else, it's you. It's not everybody else. Thank you for letting my playlist run. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. You just gonna let it play all day. That's what's up. That's what's up. She got into it with the people at Popeye. She gonna say, I don't know why people always think that I'm confrontational because you are. It's like you bring confrontation to you. It's the way you do things. You're bringing that spirit on you. You come to social media with that spirit on you. And then when you get into the real world, you're meeting people who already feel a certain way about you. And then you're being antagonistic. I remember I was like that. I was going through a lot and I was very antagonistic. And it seemed like I wasn't antagonistic, but it seemed like everywhere I went, people were just antagonistic with me and I wasn't backing down. I thank God that that season of my life is over, and I thank God that um I don't give that anymore. But my kids would be like, "Mom, come on!" Like it was irritating to my kids because they my kids are not confrontational at all. I thank God that I have kids who are more mild mannered and meek and humble. My kids are, you really have even if you were to say something or do something, they probably really wouldn't just. It would have to be very overt. You have to really be, you know. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate you. Butternuts. She's nuts for real. Yo, really. Um, Casey, have a great day, sweetheart. But the people at Popeyes already expected her to be on something. That's why the girl's like, don't record me because she's always recording people. And they probably have watched her or probably seen her on social media recording people and probably say, you know what, don't record me. I don't want to be recorded. And she's like, well, I'm not recording you. And when your reputation precedes you, when you have a bad rep, then that's how people are going to approach you and deal with you. She said the lady was in Africa but called the shop and thanked her for being calm. And she's going to let the woman finish. Right. But she ended up not doing that. Then she said Wood's going to take her hair down. Doesn't Wood have enough to do already? Wood's the beautician, the nanny, the chef, the gardener. I mean, he just has to do everything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I could not do it. I would have jumped ship. Remember how men back in the day used to go to the store for milk and never return home? I would have been did that. Right, not everybody wants to be on camera. Mm-mm. And not only that, it's just like I said, it's just your spirit. Like you go to the library. Who gets into it with people at the library? And that's you don't want to pay for an office space, or you don't, because she could always pay for an office space and pay for the days she wants. She could go. She wants to go live on a certain day or whatever. She can go pay for the office space. Like, how are you supposed to be using social media to make money? And as soon as you come on live, you start being antagonistic and going off on people. And then getting blocked on live because you can't hold your composure enough. But I think She showed her paying $100. I believe she probably paid because you know them people. They're not gonna let you just come in their shop and not pay. They've been they've been all jumped on her. I believe she probably paid. Well, at least she showed she did. Um, and the hair didn't look real bad. I mean, it doesn't look any worse than how. What happened to Barbie do hair? Because remember the last time earlier this summer, she came to the hotel and did everybody's hair, and Peach got the hotel and she came and did everybody's hair. After that, she didn't have her do her hair anymore. I know that's gonna come out eventually. She's gonna eventually tell. If it's a year from now, a month from now, she's gonna eventually tell. But she used to have Barbie do her hair all the time, and it seemed like when Barbie would do her hair, it would only last a week or two. It never looked good, and I don't know why it never looked good, but it just never did. And I went to Barbie's page, and it seemed like she was an okay braider, but when it came to Peach and her kids, it didn't seem like she did a very good job. So I don't know. Something happened that last time. Maybe she didn't like the way her hair came out. I think she might have said that too, but whatever happened after that, she stopped going to her all of a sudden. She just stopped going to her. And ever since, she been going to those braiding shops. And I don't know why she does that. It's like you go there and they eat your edges off. It's like they braid too small and too tight in the front of your edges. And it's like every time she goes, her edges are getting shyer and shyer because she keeps getting those pulled back styles where it's braided. Like, that's why I cut my edges off. I don't play that. I just cut them off and try to, I'm trying to train them into laying down like baby hairs. It looks a mess. But what happened was because I've always had thin hair right there, um, I didn't notice it, but I guess it got thinner as I got older. After I had the last baby, my edges were thin right there. But like they're because I have 4C hair, you can grip them. But if you grip them, it's like it's still edges, even though it's not fine hair and it's thicker hair. It's still on my edges, and that's still the weakest part of your scalp, of your hair. You know, that hairline. You got to protect the hairline at all costs. So I just cut it off and tell my daughter not to even worry about braiding it, just braid it from the back. And then I just cut that off and get it as low as I can. And I just try to slick it down. It's like it always gets white. Then my gray hair starts showing. I don't care. I'm just doing the best I can to maintain. Um, and for whatever reason, when I went and got those silk presses made my hair so weak. So now when I take my braids out already in the middle of my hair, lunatic. What happened? How did that happen? So, but yeah, I thought that was just funny. How she walked out. I was just scrolling right now, and somebody had posted her because I know I saw yesterday when I was on TikTok. I was on TikTok posting or whatever, and I saw how she was saying that she didn't really like her hair, but that she didn't mind the girl practicing, and she was just gonna go get some chicken and go back and get her hair finished. So what happened between her going back to get her hair finished and getting the chicken? Crazy. But yeah, hey Joseph, how are you doing? How's your morning going? Joseph, have you been in my are you the one that's been in my shorts all week asking me where I'm from? I'm from the same place I told you I was from the first time. It didn't change. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just trying to go back to sleep. Hopefully I'll go back to sleep in a few minutes. The more I keep talking, hopefully I'll get sleepier and fall back to sleep. Hmm. That is you? Where are you from? You say you from Shreveport? What are you doing up? Where, are you on your way to work? Did you hit the like button when you came in for me, Joseph? Uh, but besides that, me being on. Okay, yes, you are. Yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. I need to because I got a lot to do. So I need another 2 or 3 hours of good sleep so I can be highly effective. I don't know about anybody else, but if I don't get at least 8 hours, I'm no good. I'm no good. And I can do things, but I'm tired and I'm groggy, and it's not good as I could if I had enough sleep. Sleep is the most important thing for your body besides water. You need to be hydrated and well rested in order to be successful. Like you can still function, but just imagine how much better you will function if you had an optimal night of rest. If you get that good 8 in, and I can't take naps. I can lay down and relax, but I'm bad at naps. Hey, A22R. Yeah, sleep is very, very important, especially with losing weight. And two things I noticed. When I sleep 8 hours, I notice I'm a pound smaller the next day. Um, when I drink a lot of water, I notice I'm smaller the next day. I hate waking up, having to go to the restroom, but when you get when I go to the restroom 2 or 3 times a night, I know I'm a pound smaller. You went to bed at 9 p.m. I had been sleepy. Yeah, that was me too. I woke up at 1 o'clock yesterday morning, and then I did my Bible study and all of that, and I kept trying to go back to sleep. Couldn't really go back to sleep. So I got up and got my day started. Had to do, you know, school drop offs and pickups. Went to the grocery store, posted content, came home and did housework and house chores, made phone calls, checked emails, checked on money that's supposed to be coming, all the business stuff, and making sure I updated different things and just busy work at home. Hey, Crystal's World. Good morning. How are you doing? Yes, all is well. Thank God, all is well. Okay, that's who I can. Antonice, I thought that was you. I didn't. You're as A2R, but I knew I recognized that. Recognize your handle. Good morning. Good morning. God is good. We made it on the wake up list, guys. God is so great. He really is. I'm having a 4 star year, a 4.5 star year. It's been a little iffy this summer, very iffy this summer, but I can't complain about anything. Oh, you shortened it? Oh yeah, you did, huh? I did MMG, the only MMG, because Mommy Money Getter is so long, and then people just start calling me MMG, and so I was like, you know what? Because I had my real name at first, and then I just started thinking, like, when we're on this social media stuff, you want to be as authentic and as real as possible, but you can only be as real as society allowed you to be. Like, you can't just, people, a lot of people know who my real name, and a lot of people still call me my real name. I don't have a problem with that. But as I'm navigating this social media thing, I'm okay not to have my real name be everywhere. And I started changing. I changed it on TikTok. I changed it on Lemonade, and I don't know, Facebook. I might change it there too. Yes, your year has been so good. Antoni's too real. That's what's up. What good things have happened for you this year, if you don't mind sharing? Um, some of the good things that have happened. My third teenage daughter graduated from high school. Um, I recently retired from work. I kind of talked about it last week, but guys, I'm officially retired before 50. OMG, I am retired. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jesus. It was a long time coming because um, I just had a lot of stuff going on at work. So I'm not going to get into all of that. But now it's time for me to pivot. I thought I would be old and gray, and I'm kind of old and kind of gray, but not as. I thought I would probably retire from this gig at like 65, but God had different plans for me, and I know it's God because I fought. I fought to stay at that job. I fought myself. I fought my health. I fought my mental health. I did everything I could to stay at that job, and I did fight the good fight. I know I did. And God, most of all, God knows that I did. If nobody else recognizes that, if my former employer doesn't recognize it, if my coworkers didn't realize it, I know that I put in my all. I know I gave my all. I prayed so hard because I wanted that job and I wanted to keep that job. But it wasn't worth keeping. It never was. I never probably should have been there. But at the same time, it grew me up. I was very young when I started there, and I didn't know a lot. I thought I knew a lot about life. I was a college graduate and all of that, but I still had a lot to learn about being professional and uh, working with others and things of that nature. And I feel that after I always said that I've already done I've already had the worst like job experience. And when I say worst, I mean like very hectic, very stressful, very like you have to know how to be a problem solver, how to work well with others in a not so ideal situation. So you could put me anywhere now and I would be able to get along with people. I would know how to uh, be diplomatic. I would know how to be professional and problem solve. I would know how to do all those things. And also because I've already worked under so much pressure, like put me anywhere except a zoo. Don't put me in a zoo. But you could put me almost anywhere and I would probably be a lot calmer because I've already been to the zenith of having my mental health tested. It's definitely a testimony, absolutely. And thank you for the congrats. You've seen it all too, Crystal. Ooh, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. Um, it was a lot. It was very much a lot, and I had to advocate for myself, and I had to fight for myself to get to this retirement. When a lot of people were saying, "Oh, don't leave your job. Oh, what are you gonna do?" Because I'm a single mother. Um, you know, my children's father, he passed away a few years ago, and um, so I didn't, you know, have him to rely on. Only people I've had in these last 2 years is God. My father has helped out a lot. My mother has provided moral support, but my father has sent like he's been good. He's been good to me and my girls during this season. Dad, I don't know if you're listening, but I really appreciate you coming through in the clutch like that. But you know, I could beg him, Dad, can you send me some? Can you send me this? Can you send me that? And he probably was like, this girl, but you know, I'm glad that he did that. I'm happy that I did what was best for me too, Crystal, especially when my therapist was like, oh, you need to find another job. And a friend was like, I'm just concerned about you and the girls. I know that you want to leave. We got to that point, but and then it got to the point where I couldn't. I was looking for other jobs, but I couldn't. I wasn't in a position, in a capacity to even work another job. I'm trying to apply for different jobs. I was not in a capacity to work another job, and I couldn't stay where I was at. I couldn't do it anymore. And so one day I had a a medical issue, and at that day, guys, I felt God clearly tell me, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to do it anymore. I clearly heard him say that. And I even tried to go back after that. Like a year later, I still was trying to go back. And and it kept coming back to me like, this ain't it for you. And so, again, I was worried about how I would provide for me and my children. And God showed up and showed out. I absolutely, because I could just cry right now, like I could early in the morning. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much, Father. You're so good to us. I could just really cry about how well I'm shopping every minute. I'm shopping more than I was at work. And I do got to be a better steward over my money, guys. In retirement, I will be better at saving money. I promise myself I will be. I'll have a budget. Like my shopping budget will be whatever groceries are, whatever hygiene products we need. And then I'll put a little cushion in there for fun things I find or new products I find or, when I'm out. But it's going to be a lot of window shopping because I was looking at old videos of all the stuff I had bought, like for my kids and things like that. And like, we'll do this. We'll fill up the house with stuff and then it'll somehow move to the garage. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to give it away or donate it. Then somehow I'll have my guy Ray come over with his truck and then load it up and take it to the trash. So it's like the pipeline of how my money is being flowing through my hands into the trash needs to be studied. You're in that same season too, being better with your money. Yes, we absolutely have to. That's being a good steward over your money and being able to invest it and make it grow is being, that's godly. We're not supposed to just get money and obtain things and we see no fruit from it, right? Like just like with our children, like we have to raise them up to be good fruit. When we come in contact with others, we have to put forth the effort to make good relationships and make good fruit so that while we're here on earth, we are we are putting forth the effort to bring people closer to God and to show what serving God really means. To serve God is more than just being successful. It's taking what you have and being able to make it prosper. Like that says a lot about your faith. It says a lot about your walk and just your obedience. Last year, it was really hard for me to be obedient in some areas because being obedient meant that I could possibly not have. But I learned to be obedient in that season because being obedient rewarded me. Like literally. Um, like I wouldn't have made it through if God hadn't said, I'm going to allow this social media stuff to work for you. Because last year I said, God, if this is not for me, help me to let it go. Because I was going viral on Facebook here and there, and I was making money here and there, but it wasn't consistent. And then this time last year, I, I started making 5 figures a month. And that's how, was able to, sustain me and my children, without having to go work a job. I could post something online and get paid for that. So, and I could still, because I was really sick. I've been really sick for these last 2 years. You look at stuff like, why you waste your money on it too? Right, right. Like, guys, my closet is stuffed right now. It's stuffed with shoes, stuffed with clothes. I don't have anywhere to really even put all this stuff. I keep saying I need a bigger house, but it's not a bigger house that I need. I need to buy less stuff. I need to buy less stuff. I need to buy less, you know. Hey, Nikita. Yes, I just mentioned you, Nikita Jensen. Van Vuren, how are you doing this morning? Everybody gets mentioned in here. You don't even have to ask. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning. I hope your morning is going well. Uh, yes, I'm doing better now. I needed to change my diet, Anthony's. Um, if you guys are still tuning in, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Um, I know sometimes you guys are just hanging out in the bushes, but and I appreciate you for even hanging out in the bushes. It's early in the morning. Thanks for listening. But going like I said, the stress of work, it just and my doctor kept trying to tell me you're fine, you're this, you're that. I was going back and forth to the emergency room like it was bad. Like, and finally one of the doctors at the emergency room said, "Have you been sleeping?" Like, I'm like, look, I know something is wrong with me. And it was just my blood pressure just kept getting elevated. And my mom kept telling me, like, calm down, you're good, you're good. But I was about to go crazy because of the stress of trying to stay at that job. I literally was. And I didn't recognize it. I thought it was my health. And it was because stress is, stress will take you up out of here if you're not careful. That's why listen to your body, listen to yourself, even if it sounds crazy to everybody else, even if 1,000 people are telling you to go left, if your body will start to tell you go right, don't go left. That's your spirit, that's discernment telling you that. And 1,000 people may be telling you you should do something, but you know what's good for you and you know what's right for you, especially if you're a person that prays and you're a person that relies on God for direction and not yourself. Humans think they know everything. To humans, I needed a job to take care of me and my 4 children because at the time my second oldest was still at home. She's since moved out, but I had to have, I had to be, and then too, you guys see me on here. I love to shop. I love to do certain things, and I'm used to living a certain way. So, or for me to leave work without nothing, without a plan, I had credit cards and I had a little money saved up, but that quickly dwindled away. I had some time on the books from work, but that was going really fast, you know. And I had to really downsize and really, that's how, I was in a Dollar Tree shopper. I was like, Dollar Tree, ew. Like, I thought I was too good for Dollar Tree. And life will humble you. Life will humble you. Because a lot of things I thought I would never do, I had to do. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. I know that's right. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with us this morning, Anthony's. I pray you have a good day. God bless you. Um, and yes, I am getting better. I feel so much better. Um, but yeah, I had to learn how to live on a shoestring, and I mean very shoestring budget. I still don't think I'm doing good with that because somehow, some way, I'm still blowing through money, and I know that I can do it because I've had to do it. I've had to, live on like half the amount of money that I'm used to, so I can do it. But for some reason, I still don't do it. But I'm gonna start doing it because, you know, things are just things, and they don't really matter like that at the beginning of the day. Peace of mind is everything, and my money could be spent, doing other things. I could give it away and be more fruitful and be more satisfied than the things that I waste my money on. So, for sure. Um, but yeah, I'm so happy that I'm retired and that I can move on with my life. That was a big thing that was going on. It took a couple of years because I because the process is just a long process. And finally, I didn't even think it was going to happen. I was just like, I was going to just leave work anyway. I was just gonna leave. I had enough. I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, okay, either they approve this retirement or they don't, but I'm out of here. Because I knew for my health, I knew I had to go. And so last week I talked about it a little bit. I didn't really say what it was, but last week I got the good news and I was still feeling, I guess that's why I was anxious last week because I knew that I had that coming up. And finally, I got the answer, and I just been like, okay, cool. Um, and I don't know what's next for me, but taking care of my kids and things like that. But mostly, continuing with my weight loss journey, continuing to stick close to God, and continuing on with improving my health and wellness. Because when I kept trying to go back to work and I couldn't, and then finally I was off work, and finally I was dealing with a specialist who saw my needs and who started me on the path to getting better. Then that's when I knew. I said, okay, God, you want me to take care of myself because it's hard. I don't know if you guys know this, but it is hard to get off work. You cannot just get off work. I don't care what you're doing, going through. You could be a terminal cancer patient, and they'll want you to wheel your hospital bed into these jobs and work. These doctors do not want to take you off work, and the jobs don't want you off work. They don't care. They don't care what's going on with you. They want you to come to work. And they don't care if you are trying to get better. They don't want to accommodate you, none of that. It's all about their bottom line. It's all about the business and all of that. So um, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I wish somebody had told me this because they would have been helping me more than anything. Save your money. Save money for because you never know what could happen. Anything could happen. And sometimes life happens so that we could see how unprepared we are to deal with the vicissitudes of life and how much we need God. So sometimes you can be planned up as much as you want to be and it still isn't enough. But at the same time, God wants us to, the Bible says to save up. Like even the ants save up for the lean time. So we need to save up and make sure we have our insurances in place. Like if you can get disability insurance through AFLAC and different things like that, make sure you get that. If you're self-employed or you have your own business, don't spend up all your money. Put some away. Save some, invest some. Make sure you always have a gold stash. And I say a gold stash because you never know when you have to get up and go, right? Have you some credit cards that you don't ever use, except like maybe you go get gas on it and you pay it off, and you have built up enough credit to where you can have a few $1,000s on there. Because if you have a credit card and you have, stacked up your money, or you have built up your credit line, you can have that can be a savings too, right? Make sure you add to your 401ks, whatever you can add to that. Like at my former employer, uh, if I put 4%, they matched it up to 4%. So don't sleep on that. Whatever you can save up beyond that 4%, or whatever your company will match, save a little bit more too. Because the good thing about the 401ks is if you have an emergency or a hardship and you need to pull from that, you can. Or, if you wanted to end it all and you need it all, you will honestly get hit by federal and state taxes. So you don't want to do that if you don't have to. But you can pull from it, you can borrow from it, and pay it back too if you need to. So That's something to have. It's lots of different things that you can do to set yourself up for retirement, to set yourself up for anything that could go wrong or anything that could happen without you having to actually, say, okay, I got to save up thousands of dollars a month. All it takes is a little bit, especially if you're starting a business or you have, if you have a lucrative business in your 20s and 30s. That's when you got to start doing it. You got to start taking care of yourself in your 20s and 30s before you get to 40s and 50s. And when I say taking care of yourself, meditating every day, making sure you get enough sleep, making sure you drink enough water, making sure you save money, and making sure that you have relationships with good people. I don't think enough is said about how, and I might go live later on today and focus on that little piece right there. Enough is not said about how the people that we interact with have a lot to do with who we are and how well we do in life. If your circle around you is not good, then you're not okay. Like, you can either have friendships that elevate you and you all motivate each other and inspire each other, and you have good relationships and you have a good network of people that are there, or you can have friendships and relationships that drain you, that are toxic and dysfunctional, and that take more from you than even you have to offer, right? They do nothing to add to you. You're just constantly in friction. You're in a relationship and it's abusive, or that person isn't giving what they're getting from you. And sometimes, it's going to be 70-30. Sometimes it's going to be 100-0, but it can't be that way all the time. And it shouldn't be that way most of the time. And, sometimes people just go through things, but if you love each other, you can get through it, grow from it, and get better. But if you never can get to that part, if you're always having to give more of yourself to your family, and I don't mean your children are yours. Those, you had them, you got to deal with them. But besides my kids, I don't feel like I have to live with my mistakes. And my kids are not mistakes. Let me make that clear. I don't want that to be misconstrued. My kids are the greatest thing that ever happened to me. They're my biggest accomplishment. I love being around them more than anybody. I love my children. Lily, what's good, Lily? Good morning to you. I was having fun and I'm very competitive, Lily. I think I was like, somebody made the comment, I was on an Android, and I was like, don't make me get my iPhone out. But I think you probably think that I meant that towards you, and I did not. But next time I come play Hangman, I'm gonna have to be on an iPhone because I guess I was delayed with my Samsung. I do everything on my Samsung because it's like a tablet phone computer situation. It's one of those flip or yes, a flip phone that opens up. So I do everything on that. Um, and my iPhone, I mainly use it to like take pictures and record. Um, it was a choice between one of those. Is it called a DG? Those DG cameras, or getting an iPhone? And I said, you know what? I'm more apt to have a phone in my hand than to have a camcorder in my hand. So I said, let me get the iPhone, and I feel like the iPhone, it has very good picture quality. Everybody's up. Hey, butterfly, you went to bed with me, and now you waking up with me, girl. Oh, it shows different in all phones and devices. You know what? You came up with a good thing with that, Lily. That's a good. You came up with a good concept doing that hangman thing because people get competitive and people want to win. When's your next time you're going to be doing that? Do you do it nightly or so it just shows different in all? Oh, you just got to be quick. Yeah. But I'm going to come join you the next time and I'm going to be quick. I'm going to make sure I'm quick. Do you get a lot of watch hours for that? I imagine so because I see a lot of people in there, and I see a lot of people participating, like engaging with that. Like that was real cool. I gotta find me something to do for not only just YouTube but for TikTok as well. I want to start going live more on there, doing it nightly for watch hours. Yeah, I found that when I go for an hour on when I do an hour of a live, I feel like the algorithm is just starting to kick in. And it's that 2 hour stretch that, like that first hour, I might get like 10 hours because I might have like one or two people. But that second hour, that's when you start getting the likes up. That's when you start getting more people coming through and more people sticking around. So it takes about 2 hours for you to get 20 plus hours, at least for me, because I'm a small creator now. If you're a bigger creator, it might not take you that long to get an hour. I'm hustling though. I just start really going live this summer. And for me, the lives don't have staying power. Like you get a lot of watch hours, but they don't have a lot of replay value most of the time. Some of my lives have had replay value, and but for the most part, the only replays that I've been able to have is like my Walmart creator content. And I got to do a Walmart video. I'm going to do a Walmart video today. I got two videos I've got to do today. One for my weight loss journey, do an update for that for the month of August. And then I need to update my Walmart creator content. But month after month, my Walmart creator content continues to get hours. And I get the most hours from my Walmart creator content out of anything. You have a life. That's another thing too. We do all have a life, and if we get too caught up into the content creator thing, but it's like building a business, Lily. It's like if you have a business and you're trying to get it up off the ground and you're trying to find out what's working, how you can where your promotion is best at, like how your money is best being spent, what products are selling best. It's gonna take time to build that up. So it's like, okay, I got my family. You may work or you may have a business outside of YouTube that requires your attention, but I think and that's why I just try to do lifestyle content, things that I normally would do anyway. Like I'm always going to the grocery store. I'm always shopping. Um, I get, I'm on social media all the time anyway. So I'm doing things that don't require me, in my mind, to really have to do anything extra. I did an early morning live yesterday, horrible quality, and I got over 500 views. I wish someone would have told me. I didn't see horrible quality when I came on Butterfly. Well, I don't know if it was before or after that, but I know I came on and it didn't seem like it was horrible quality. But 500 people stuck around. So I don't know. Oh, you had your Wi Fi and cell data on at the same time? Your cooking live streams get more watch hours? Yeah, people like to watch you cook. Um, I never went live cooking. I might do that once. I don't know. I don't know. I just have so much going on um, for me to do that, but we'll see. Ooh, I'm gonna check that live out. Hey, Mama Three. Since when did y'all start coming on early? Since when? How is my boy Jax? How's my nephew Jax doing? He just started school last week. How are all of my internet nephews and nieces doing in school? Uh, I don't, I have I've had one daughter who is on virtual school. She seems like she's doing okay. The teacher hasn't been in my inbox telling me that she needs to turn an assignment. So I'm going to check in with the teacher today to make sure everything is copacetic with her. But she's doing good because she has her friend and they socialize on the weekends. So as long as she's able to be social on the weekends and as long as I get her out the house during the week and we do things during the week, she's fine with it. And I like it because she has more attention and more one-on-one. My daughter's not homeschooled. Homeschool is me teaching her. I'm not teaching anybody, especially my own children. Um, but she is virtual. She's actually in the classroom with a few other students, and they have a teacher, and they do work, and it's real school. It's just she's doing it at home. So, just as long as I make sure she has an active social life and she's not just sitting at home, her temperament is pretty good. So, my older kids, they did that too. They went back and forth, but now my 16-year-old, she loves school. She did the same virtual school and she did really well, was on a roll with that. And it was like, you know, how did you get her to be? My daughters are all straight A students. Even my daughter, who just started college, she was like, Mom, school is kind of easy. I'm like, you know, I thought statistics was a little like, it was nuanced, like you had to pay attention. And I'm the type of person who doesn't pay attention like that. Like, I like to do everything quick and easy and real fast. And if I can't do something quick and easy and fast, I don't know what I'm doing. So I always like to find out the shortcuts. How can I get to what I'm trying to success the quickest and fastest and best way, right? And so when I got to college, all my little, all my little, little shortcuts in life, I had to actually study. But she's like, "No, I'm doing good. I'm getting all A's." I'm like, "Okay, well," because I'm like, make sure you go to every class, make sure you take your notes. If you need help with anything, make sure you go to, you get with a study group and all of that. Make sure you raising your hand because I want my kids to do the best that they can, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna check out your live. I don't get, if I don't see people in my lives, then I forget about them sometimes. But when I see people in my life, I make it my business to go look for them. And that's just who I am. That's just how I am. Not that, oh, you got to support me before I support you. But that's how my algorithm is. I'm only going to see who is supporting me because that's who I'm going to go support. So if I don't see you in my lives and if I don't see you liking things, then you get out of my algorithm because I'm not interacting with you as much. Because one thing for sure is whoever interacts with my channel, I'm going to come for your channel. I'm coming to you. I'm coming right back. I'm liking, I'm subscribing, I'm watching videos, I'm watching shorts, I'm on your posts, I'm on that ass. That's just who I am, I'm just loyal like that. So I'm not going to give my time that I have for engagement to somebody who's not engaging with me. That's not fair, right? That's not fair to me. And that's not fair to my supporters. So um, when I see people support me, I just come and give them, I try to show you double the love. I don't know. Um, and sometimes I get behind, but then I'll be like, okay. Because y'all come for me too. Y'all been coming for me. Money getters, you guys have been coming for me. Like, I'm so behind in responding to comments. That's a good thing, I suppose. But you guys comment, you guys come through. I appreciate all the love. I finally made it to 3K and I wanted to make it to 4K a lot faster, but if I don't, I don't. I would love to make it to 5K by the end of the year, but I feel like you get what you give. The more quality content you put out there, the better your shorts, the better your videos, the more engaging your lives. That's going to come back to you in support. I love content creation because it's timeless. My kids can always have access to memorable moments. Absolutely. Um, and we're all content creators. If you're using social media and you're posting, like some people, they just watch and they, remain in the shadows. They're a part of it. But those, if you're posting, and I say this all the time, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube posting, you should get paid for that, because we're making them money. But if we're posting pictures of our family and, you know, posting reels, we should get paid for that, no matter how many followers or subscribers we have. But I do understand that it is a business, and the people who do the best at this and who can get the most revenue coming in should benefit the most from it. So, yes, I understand because I had it half muted and half talked. It was fun though. I think people really loved it. Well, which one are you talking about? Your hangman or your cooking? Oh, you're talking about it was the one that was earlier. Oh, okay. Oh, you got kids to take to school early in the morning. Yes, I have a daughter in college, one in high school, and one in middle school. And the one that's in high school, she don't play that. She don't like being to school late. She likes to be early. She likes to go eat her breakfast. She likes to walk around or do whatever she's gonna do. I don't know. And then now she just joined coffee club, and she's gonna be serving coffee to the teachers. And then she also is gonna start work soon, so she's gonna have a full social life. And I got to get her driving too. I just got the 18-year-old almost driving. She's getting really good. So on the weekends, now that she's in college, we've been spending the weekends driving, and I feel like if I wasn't in the car with her, she could probably do it, but she just needs more experience just driving. And I figure like by December, um, I'm not driving her anywhere anymore, you know, and she'll be good to go. And then I'm gonna start on my 16-year-old. I'm gonna start teaching her because I'm tired of Ubering these kids around. I really am. Yes, all of you guys, kids are my nieces and nephews. I hope you all are doing well. I know what it's like, um, to be a mom and to care about your kids and want what's best for them. We're all in this together, and you know we have to have this sisterhood and brotherhood going on because, like you said, content creation is a lot. For one, just living on this earth is a lot. And being responsible for little ones, we all got to pray for one another and cheer each other on and encourage each other. We're all responsible for that. I feel like we're all responsible for each other's kids. I really feel that way. And people say, oh, you can't tell people what to do with their kids. Yes, I can. Because I care about those kids. I care about kids way more than I care about adults. Because kids are innocent and they're relying on us to be the example and to show them the way. That's our responsibility. I take that serious. I don't play when it comes to kids. I don't play with kids being mistreated, unloved, none of that. So when I see moms that do the most for their kids and go out of their way to make sure that their kids have a good life, like B Fly, she is always doing something with her kids. M3, you always have Jackson. He's so busy and he's so playful and he's just got so much excitement going on, and I could tell that he be over there sending you through. I remember when I had my toddler Raven is now 13, but she's the baby, and so she's still a lot. But I remember when she was Jax's age, and I would be talking to her the same way, like, "Come on, Raven." Raven would have her toys going from the bedroom all the way up the hallway, all the way into the living room, and she would just sit there and play with her toys, lining them all up. And then when she was done, she would act like she couldn't pick them up. And I would like, Raven, pick your toys up. And then Raven would tantrum and kick the walls when she would get mad and get frustrated, mostly when she got sleepy. Raven still throws tantrums, y'all. She still be whining. I'd be like, Raven, shut up. He's doing so good so far, no calls about his behavior. That's what's up. That's what's up. Right, keeping her active. And, I think parents don't realize, a lot of parents don't realize, keeping your children active is half the battle. Making sure, if you make sure your kids get enough sleep, that's the other half of the battle. Because a lot of times kids are cranky, groggy, misbehaving because they didn't get enough sleep. That's what the world needs. What the world needs now is sleep, more sleep. We need more sleep. If your kid gets enough sleep, then they're prepared for the next day. They're not as groggy and cranky, and they get up better in the morning. I know that used to be a stressful time for me, waking my kids up in the morning, because Raven, the baby, I didn't realize, but she needed like 12 hours of sleep. And a lot of you guys are probably like, 12 hours? Yes, 12 hours. If your kid goes to bed, has to be up, and their school started at like 7:50, but if you didn't get there by 7:20, you would be in a bunch of traffic. So that meant my kids really needed to be up at 5:30 so that they could eat breakfast, so that they could wake up and not be forced up. You know what I mean? Like they could wake up with a gentle wake up. Like you should be able to gently wake your kids up. Turn on the lights first. That's what I did. Turn on the lights. Let them start staring. Come back. Hey, wake. Hey, give them a little nudge. For the little ones, right? The middle school and the high school is get up, get up, get up, get up. You could do that. No, I'm just playing. But like a drill sergeant. But no, you want to wake them up in a gentle manner so that they can get started on their day properly. And you want to give them time. Like, think about it. When you wake up in the morning, I know when I used to have to wake up to go to work, I hated having to wake up, jump right out of bed, and, rush, rush, rush. I like to be able to get up, wake up, read my Bible, and, pray and all that. Turn on the TV, flick through the TV a little bit, flick through my cell phone, just really wake up. Because just because my eyes was open, I wasn't fully up. And then take an hour doing all that. Then I like to work out in the morning before work, listen to my gospel, and then get ready and go. And when I did that, my days always came out good. When I made sure my kids got enough rest at night, their days always came out good. So, but whenever I didn't make sure, or for whatever reason, if we got to bed late, if I got dinner started late and my kids didn't get the rest that they needed, it wasn't ever good. So um, they really needed to be in bed by 7 so they could fall asleep by 8 and wake up at 5, you know. And people say, oh, that's a lot. No, the kids need that kind of rest. They need that kind of rest. If you have a toddler, a 2 or 3 year old, they need to sleep like 10 hours a night, and they need a 3 hour nap. Give them kids some sleep, honey, and get them out your hair. And then when they're up, they're just like puppies. You know how if you have a puppy, you got to go walk them. You got to take those kids. If you got boys, take them to the field. Let them play football. Take them to a basketball court. Save yourself the headaches, the broken furniture, the hollering, the screaming. You stressing the kids out. They're stressing you out. You don't have to pay for those things either. A lot of times you can get access to free resources for your children. It's just about the time. And I know with me being a single mom, my kids were in gymnastics, they were in dance. But shoot, I think one of them broke their hand in gymnastics. And I was not happy that they broke their hand, but I can't lie. I was happy that I don't have to take them to gymnastics anymore. So I know it's a lot if you work full time and then coming home. Try to make a few dinners on the weekend. Try to make sure you do your laundry on the weekend and all of that. So when you get home after work, you can make sure your kids do homework And you could just pop something in the oven while they're doing homework and, warm it up. And then you guys can eat and you can go outside and spend your afternoons, like M3 at the park with Jax. Or, who is it? Kendall. She's always at the football field with her boys, you know. So, okay, Lily, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I'll be checking you out as well. Yes, they have good Christmas presents, M3. Um, I like to shop at Sam's Club, but I always spend way too much money. I only have $400 to spend this time, and I made sure I stayed within that budget because it could easily be five or six. And definitely when my girls were little, oh my gosh, and I'm talking every month it was like this. But things were cheaper too back then when my kids were little. I used to go get my daughter's Enfamil from there. I would buy her milk from there because it was cheaper. I was buying diapers, Aveeno, Johnson's lotion. Oh my God, those were staples that I had to buy every month. But I like that I could buy my trash bags. And back then they were like $10. Now they're like $17. But I would spend like $10 for a box of trash bags, and those would last me like 6 months. I would buy the paper towels, and then I would buy my pastrami and things like that. And they had Carter's outfits, so whenever I would go to Sam's Club, I would pick up my babies like a few Carter's outfits because they would always have them for like $7 or $8, and just different things like that. And you can sometimes, like especially during Christmas time, they're gonna have like special buys. I used to like to drink Bailey's on ice all the time, so I would get me the Bailey's from there, and then they had this other Irish cream. I haven't drank since 2022, by the way, and that's why I stopped drinking because during Christmas time I would get the Irish cream, guys, and I was drinking in the morning. And when I saw myself drinking in the morning, I was like, okay, you're a lush. You got to stop. And again, I was never a heavy drinker, but I drank more than I wanted to. And more than I wanted to was once a week or even twice a month. And I would start going months without having anything. And then I would, maybe have a drink here and there. And then finally, I just was sick one month. And I was just like, you know what? You don't need to drink anymore. I had already quit smoking, but I was like, no, you don't need to drink anymore. But deodorant, body wash, hand soap, all of those things are things that I would just normally buy from there. I would buy our pads from there, um, and toothpaste. And that when I bought it from there, it would last us the whole month. And sometimes you might have a little carryover. So, but and then the kids waste so much, right? I would buy the big uh containers of Pine Sol, Dawn, um, detergent, all of those things that I had to buy every month for my household to make sure my household was running, um, with no problems. You like to wake Jackson up saying good morning. He opens his eyes and says good morning. Yes, it's easy. I used to date this Nigerian years ago, and he was my drink used to be vodka and pineapple on the rocks. That used to be my drink, vodka and pineapple on the rocks. Ooh, I used to love me some vodka, and he would just sit there and just sip on a Bailey's on ice, and I was like, let me see, and I was like, oh, this is good, and it was sweet, and before you knew it, you had a little cool buzz, and everybody used to be like, oh, what you drinking that chocolate milk? I'm like, whatever, but it's like cream with whiskey. And everybody would always talk about me because I would always drink Bailey's on the Bailey's on the rocks, and I could take a whole bottle by myself, and I did not want to share. And I'd be nice and I didn't never feel like I was inebriated. I just always felt like I had a good buzz. Yes, it could be expensive. And I'm working, so there wasn't no food stamps. It was all cash. My God told me a long time ago, if I took care of my children, He would take care of us. And so I've always done that. And times have been leaner than others, but I've always been okay with my kids. And I just don't understand moms you know, who have it hard. And I have to realize I was blessed. Even in this season of scarcity, scarcity or whatever, I was, like I said, I had to start shopping at Dollar Tree. And at first it was for content. And my mom was like, why don't you go to Dollar Tree? And I was like, I don't want to go to Dollar Tree. Like, because in my mind, who goes to Dollar Tree? Nobody likes Dollar Tree. Like, Mom, stop. Because I felt like it was just so many little things in the store. And I felt like, and I felt like all the Dollar Tree stuff at that time, or when I first went, I didn't feel like they had a lot of brand products. But then I started seeing that, oh, okay, they do have different stuff that I would buy and that I could use. Um, like if you're into crafts, Dollar Tree is good for crafts. And then they have a lot of things like for Christmas, like the decorations and things like that. I think like if you're a teacher, or sometimes even if you want to decorate your house with the kids, um, especially with it being $1, you don't mind so much. And then even when I started shopping there $1.25, that wasn't so bad. But now that it's gone up to $1.50, it's like, okay, I could just shop at the regular stores. I don't really need to shop here because if I really add it up, I'm spending more because you're paying $1.50, but you're paying $1.50 for smaller items. Whereas if you go to say Walmart, you'll get double the size and it'll cost you less. So where you would pay $3 for 2 bottles of say the Lysol, the small Lysol bottles, if you go to uh, Walmart, you'll pay $3 and you'll get a bigger bottle, right? So you're actually paying less. Yes, I like their Valentine's decorations. They had like some chair covers, and they also have like the Santa hats that you can put on your chairs for Christmas. I don't know what I did with the ones from last year, but I like to put those on the chairs. It's fun for the kids, and I'll decorate the table and put like little gnomes on the table. And I got so many gnomes from doing that. Like I got summer gnomes, Valentine's Day gnomes, Christmas gnomes. Right, right. And so I started going to Dollar Tree just for content. But then, like I said, I was broke. So, so shopping at Dollar Tree, I could take $20 or even $50 and spend it at Dollar Tree and come away with a nice haul. And then I started trying to find different products that people didn't know about. And I would watch different videos and try to go look for those products that I might want. And it never happened that way because, you would think Dollar Tree has the same distribution everywhere, but their products are regional. They don't send everything to every store. And if they do, the workers are probably putting it off to the side for themselves because they had like some Touchland dupe hand sanitizers, the ones that spray. And I've never been able to find them anywhere where I live. And we have like a Dollar Tree on every corner, like Starbucks or McDonald's, and I could never find a lot of the different stuff. One time they had the whole line of Sesame Street cosmetics. I went to Dollar Tree looking for that. Your mom loves the gnomes. Yeah, they're so cute. And only $1.25. That's not bad at all. So sometimes I'll put them on my mantle, or sometimes I'll put them on my table, on my bookshelf. Just something, I'll let the girls decorate, and they have fun with that. But this year, I want to go back to Sam's Club. It wasn't in my budget, so I didn't buy any of the. I did buy Dream like a couple of little things, but that wasn't really in my budget, to buy those things for her. But I was only supposed to go buy food and some household essentials. And when I mean food, I mean like snacks for the girls and like getting like my olive oil and seasonings because I'm starting to get low on the seasonings. And I wanted to get some fruit from there. I got grapes. What else did I want to get from there? Because a lot of the food that I used to buy, I don't buy anymore. Like the brownies, the canned green beans. I didn't buy a lot of the things that I normally would have bought at Sam's Club. I used to get sodas and all of that, so we didn't do that. You like the Hot Wheel sets? I like them too. I thought those were, some good toys to get. They had like a tea set. They had kitchens. Um, they had good costumes too. So, and I like those costumes, like when they're well made and you can see like the muscles through the costumes. I like costumes like that because, the kids could wear them more than just on Halloween. And I know sometimes, like my daughter, um, which costume did she have? She had like a genie costume. At one point, she had all these different costumes, and she would just put them on all the time. And Dreamy, Dollar Tree has a lot of different dress up stuff around Halloween. So I am gonna go back because she had like the wands that make music. You can press them. She liked those. I got them for her last year, and I also got her like a few of the costumes. Like they were the cheaper costumes. Like you get the fairy wings or the bee wings, and you get the little headband with the little antlers on them, and then they had little skirts to match. I don't know what they did with all of her costumes, but that's okay. I'll go get her some more because she likes to play dress up and put the wings on and run around the house and that. And I like seeing her doing that. Oh, he's into number blocks. Oh, that's right. Jackson is in kindergarten. Yeah, they had a lot of activity mats too. I thought that was a good deal for $22, but uh, Dream kept wanting to drag the mat all through the house. She didn't want to lay it on the floor for whatever reason, and use the cars to push them around the mat. Sometimes you got to teach her what to do with it. They had Lego sets there too. One of the Lego sets, I thought somebody said they were $80, but they had some Lego sets there as well. Um, I like to like if I see something that's a good deal, I'll just buy it. But I like to really wait for around Black Friday, like around November. That's when they're gonna really start at Walmart, and that's when I'm gonna really start hitting you guys hard with the with the Walmart content because they're gonna have some good sales, things that you don't want to pass up on. You couldn't sleep last night. I actually went to sleep, Crystal. I went to sleep. I went live at 7:30. I was tired, but I still wanted to go live, and I went live like around uh 7:30. By 9 o'clock, I was tired. I mean, I was real tired. I was trying to, make sure I could fall asleep, and I went to sleep at like around 9, and then I was up. I think I probably been up since like 2, so I only had like 5 hours. I can't sleep more than 5 or 6 hours. 5 hours tops. And then if I really work at it, I can fall asleep again and I'll go to sleep for like 2.5 more hours. But today I couldn't go back to sleep. You went to sleep after 2 a.m. You had to turn your overdraft on your car. I know that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I had a $400 budget. I actually went over. I went over to 416, um, but I wasn't supposed to be buying those few little things I got for Dream. I got her a little activity mat, and I didn't want to pass up that jacket. She really loves Bluey. She likes Peppa Pig and Dora too, but she's really into Bluey right now. And I kind of got her into that stuff because I started buying her Bluey clothes, and her mom was like, "I don't like Bluey like that." But when she saw me get her dressed in it, then she started buying her a bunch of Bluey clothes too. And then Dream started watching Bluey on TV, and she likes when it comes on and says, "Mom, dun, 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 Dad." Dun, 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 dun. She dances with them when they do that, so she loves that. That's her favorite part. Um, so yeah, but I was supposed to stay within 400, but when I got to the register, it ended up being 416, and we actually missed the Ritz crackers or whatever. So when we were going out, of course they checked the Ritz crackers or whatever, and I was asking my daughter, I was like, "Do you want to go pay for them?" She was like, "No." So if we had got the Ritz crackers, it probably would have been more like 425, 430. You like the Hello Kitty jacket and the Spider Man? I did too. I like how they have the little Spider Mans and stuff on the zipper. I thought that was a really cool touch to it. And the jackets are really they are really made out of good material. So, but I think the jacket I got for Dream, I think it's a little big, but I guess she could roll up the sleeves or whatever. But where we live, it gets really cold, but the kids don't like wearing jackets, right? So, giving a hoodie, she can have on her hoodie or whatever as it starts to cool down. I think it's a good idea to, get your shopping done as early as possible too, especially if you have the money, um, so that you don't have to worry about it later. The only people I know that have layaway right now is Burlington. Um, and if you got different family members, even for like the little ones, and you want to go get them toys, you can put it on layaway right now, and get them their outfits, their pajamas, perfume, cologne, purses, things like that. You can put all of that in layaway. Even like your Christmas decorations, you can start putting that into layaway if you want to. And then by October, November, you can go get all of that out and just keep paying on it or whatever as you get paid or as your finances allow. Because I'm not even gonna act like, as a mother of five and a grandmother of two, that I got it like that, because I do not. I don't know where I be getting my money from, but the money be coming from somewhere. It be just raining down from heaven. Like I get a check in the mail, or content will blow up one month, or like one time since I've been off work, like I told you guys, I didn't get a paycheck for 2 years. Well, one day we was at Cheesecake Factory, and I spent like $400 there, and I'm like looking at my I'm looking at my checking my bank account to make sure it's all square. And like we don't have to wash dishes there, and I had got a paycheck from work. I'm like, what in the world? And it was a mistake though. They wasn't supposed to give me the paycheck. They'll come back for their money, I'm sure. They won't let that go. But uh, whew, here it comes. The sleep is coming, y'all. The sleep is coming. But I had an extra paycheck out of nowhere. So see, that's what I mean by God looks out for me, because whoever let that slide, or I don't know, I wasn't supposed to get a paycheck, but I did. And so yeah, we got to do what we got to do as moms. We got to think ahead, like you're doing M3. We got to think 6 months ahead of their birthdays, 6 months ahead of Christmas, 6 months ahead of school. Like we got to know, we can't wait until and pray we have the money. we had to start doing things to make sure we had money beforehand. Like, do I need to work a few extra hours at work? If I'm baking, let me see if I can get some more orders out. If I work a 9 to 5, let me see how I can Instacart or do Uber and pick up a few hours so I can have the money to pay for my kid's birthday party or their shoes for back to school. It's all sorts of ways to make money. And, single mother or married mother or not, you know, we got the kids need different things. They need school clothes. They don't have to have name brand stuff all the time. And, you don't have to do uh, a big production for their birthdays. It could be a nice cake. It could be take them out to dinner or, get them a cool outfit and a cool toy. It can be whatever, as long as you recognize it and celebrate them. It doesn't have to be, oh, let me take the whole family to Disneyland. I've done that. Or let me take everybody to Cheesecake Factory. My daughter was like, Mom, I just wanted it to be me and you. But I'm like, girl, no, the whole family's going. And she was like, I just wanted it to be me and you. She didn't even want the family there. She just wanted me to take her to Cheesecake Factory so she could get the pizza that they have that she liked and get a piece of cheesecake. That's all she wanted. And I drug the whole family down. You want to make banana pudding? I don't like the toilet paper at Sam's Club because it's soft and it's thick. Like some people like soft, thick tissue, but I don't like it because one, uh, I'm not gonna get into why I don't like it. It's a little personal, but I don't like it. I don't like the rough stuff either, but I like softer tissue, but I don't like it to be too thick. And then too, it clogs your toilet. So that's why I don't buy the tissue from there. But the paper towels, I buy them from there. The paper, you used to get 18 paper towels, and that would last a whole month. But 15, I don't know. But I can't stand not having paper towels. It's like the worst to me. Like when I cook, I'm gonna use almost a whole roll of paper towels, wiping down the counters, washing my hands and drying them, drying out the pans. I put some paper towels down, like if I'm frying chicken or something. But now I have one of those drains, and you just put the chicken on top of that, and it just drains like that. You don't, so I don't use that anymore. $33 for Charmin is crazy, honey. Let me tell you, I go right to Walgreens, and they have tissue. It's kind of like the Scott tissue. I feel like you get a little less. I don't know because we run through tissue. We run through tissue like it's water. I'm like, are you guys eating the tissue? Because it's a house full of girls. But I go to Walgreens and I get their tissue as 2 for $5. You get 8 rolls for $5. It's the same thing as if you bought the Scott. Those same sizes, like that Scott tissue. And the Scott tissue is probably like $5 for or $6 maybe. I don't know. I haven't bought it in so long because before I was buying that, I was buying some tissue from Walmart, the Great Value brand. I haven't bought Scott in years. Um, but they used to have where you could get 30 rolls of Scott for like $20 on Amazon or something like that. But it went up. When it went up, I just said, okay, I'll just go get it. Because I can get, let me see, I can get, I can take $20 to Walgreens and get 8 packs of tissue, which is um, times four, that's 32 rolls for $20. And it's the 1,000 sheet rolls. So that's what I've been doing. Right. You always need to get toilet paper. I'll go to Walgreens and I'll go get like 8 packs, whatever will fill up in the basket. And I used to then run out of tissue. Like I've been running out of tissue. I don't know how, Because I'm like, we just had 8 packs of tissue. How do we run out? I don't know what's going on with that. But I used to make sure I had like two of the 16 packs of tissue, which was 32 rolls. I make sure I had 32 rolls, and then as that was getting low, I would go get another 32. So I never want to run out of tissue, like ever. I don't even like getting down to 1 or 2 rolls. I feel like that's doing too much. But it's just like with gas, right? How you don't feel like, filling up your gas tank. And so sometimes I might feel like, oh, I don't feel like going to Walgreens and going to get the tissue, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Um, I like the Cheesecake Factory. I like that pineapple upside down cheesecake. Oh, I even like their New York cheesecake. It is so good. When I first used to go to Cheesecake Factory, I used to like their food a lot better. But this last time I went, not so much. I wasn't really a big fan of the entrees or the appetizers, but I love the cheesecake. But mm, no cheesecake for me for the rest of the year. I had enough cheesecake. I had enough sweets. I had enough goodies. I see you guys on here posting different stuff, and I'd be like, oh my goodness. like Kendall Raising Kings, she loves her snacks. I call her snacks, but she always has some good snacks. Uh, B Fly too. She'll be having snacks on there with her and her kids. And don't get me started on Yo Yo. Yo Yo always comes with the different snacks, and she's always trying out snacks. So those little ice cream cones that she had yesterday, I was like, ooh, I want to try those. But yeah, did they come back for what yet? For the blue Charmin, remember they used to have colored tissue? Now you can get pink tissue, you can get blue tissue. Remember that, guys? Do they still make colored tissue? I don't see colored tissue anymore. That was so 80s. They used to have the different colored tissue. And for girls, that was a no no. That was a no no with the dye and all that. Oh, the members weren't. No, no big productions necessary, right? Um, like they need to just, I think that you should just celebrate your kid and ask them what they want and what they want to do, and usually it's way less than you want to do, and especially once your kids start getting to like middle school age and high school age, they'll just say, just give me the money. you know, like my kids don't even want cakes anymore. They don't even want you to get them a cake or anything, and they might just say, they want to eat here, or I ask them, well, what do you want me to buy you to eat? And I usually like let them get an outfit, some new shoes, get their hair done, um, and they'll usually ask for money. So I'll be like, I put limits on them. Sometimes I might say, like now for Christmas, for birthday gifts, it's usually $150, and that's besides their getting their hair done, getting them a new outfit, a new pair of shoes. Their gift is usually $150 if that's what they want, and I might take them somewhere to eat, and that's that. Oh, 24 rolls for 17. Hey, Smooth, what's good? Good morning. Smooth has been cutting up on his channel. He's been posting shorts and going live. I missed the live, but I've been over there watching your shorts. I'm glad you're doing it, bro. Yes, tissue. Why did they Why did they why did they hide your comments saying they have a banana one I like? That's crazy. They have a banana cheesecake? I like banana flavored stuff. I gotta try that. Yeah, she always got some kind of snacks over there, Smooth. What else? She has something else. She's always at some restaurant trying out the new food. Remember when you're welcome, Smooth. Remember when they used to put those remember you used to have the bathroom set? It would be the rug, it would be the toilet cover, and remember it would be the seat cover. Remember those little you would put the seat cover over the toilet. Like who in the hell thought to put one of those things on the toilet? Who would put one of those cushions on the toilet that everybody got to sit on? Even if it's just you that got to sit on it. That's bacteria. And I know I'm being gross early in the morning, but I got to. I got to, y'all. I got to. Who thought of that? Putting that on the toilet. Could you imagine? And I sat on that as a kid because my mom had that those toilet seat covers. Ew. 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 That was so gross. Oh my gosh. Who would think of doing something like that? Oh my gosh, the things that we do as humans, even the bath rugs in front of the toilets. If you got a guy and he's like, and he splatters or something like that, that's getting on the rug. Like, that's crazy. The stuff that we do. I don't know. Like you remember they used to have strings and you tie them around the toilet seat and you could put them underneath your toilet. Like they had like a ring and it would be like a cushion and you put it over your toilet. Like I don't even like those toilet seats and I don't know if they still make them, but they would have toilet seats with the cushions on them and so when you sat down it wouldn't be as hard. I don't like those. I just feel like and then they would always rip those toilet seats with the cushions, they would always rip somewhere. So, ew, ugh. Just imagine. I don't even like. I don't let anybody use my toilet, my personal toilet, in my room. I don't even want to think about your butt sitting on the toilet that I gotta use. I don't. I don't sit on people's toilets, and I'll stand up like if I just got to. And I know TMI, right? But I do not like people using my toilet. And I keep a spray bottle of bleach because even if I use my bathroom, I'm constantly hitting it, hitting it with the bleach, hitting it. And no. I do not do that. Like, I can't even imagine me just sitting on the toilet and your butt was just on it. Ew. Hey, Joshua. How are you doing this morning? Thanks for tuning in. I haven't tried anything Patty LaBelle. I have not tried anything Patty LaBelle, Crystal. That's crazy, right? I think my older sister likes the Patty LaBelle's sweet potato pies. I make a sweet potato pie. My mom makes good sweet potato pie. My sweet potato pie is off the chain. I don't want a boxed sweet potato pie patty. And my banana pudding is like, please. Please do not play with me. I'm a big girl for a reason. I know how to bake. I know how to get in that kitchen and do my thing. So so I've never tried anything Patty LaBelle, but I know my daughter likes the Patty LaBelle banana pudding. But that's because my daughter is a huge fan of banana pudding. So she'll take it however she can get it. And it's okay, but it's not. I don't like the banana pudding when you make it with the fake pudding stuff, the instant pudding. I like the banana pudding when you make it with the custard and you get the double boiler over the stove. You take the eggs and the evaporated milk, and you put the flour and sugar, and you whip it all up until it's thick. That's the way I make my banana pudding, and then layer it with bananas and cookies. And then I also like to add a little whipped cream on top of my banana pudding. I've never put the meringue on top. I've never done that, but it wasn't worth the $5. It was way too sweet. Just the pudding in it. Yeah. I know some people, they don't really like a lot of bananas in their banana pudding. And thanks everybody for hitting the like button when you came in too. I appreciate that. I'm up to 20 likes. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I'm gonna wrap this up too, um, because it's 6 a.m. here, and I'm gonna try to go to sleep for an hour and a half if I can. You use Cool Whip, Crystal? Ooh, Crystal. Crystal, stop that. And instant jello pudding, girl, no. Ooh. I know some people who like to do it like that with the instant pudding and the Cool Whip, but Crystal, oh, OMG, Crystal, no. No, 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 that's processed and it's fake. No, Crystal, no. No. As a banana pudding connoisseur, I cannot. And people say, do yours the way you want to do yours. No, it's the right way to do it, and it's how everybody else does it. That's just like with peach cobbler. Do not play with the peach cobbler. Don't play with it. When it comes to peach cobbler, red velvet cake, caramel cake, sweet potato pie, banana pudding, it's only one way to do it, and it is the right way. Everything else y'all be coming up with, y'all breaking traditions, and y'all taking away the fun out of cooking. And that's why this new generation is acting up. That's why they're acting up, because they don't have, like how we did, how we used to miss grandma's red velvet cake, or how we miss grandma's macaroni and cheese. They got 20 different seasonings in the macaroni and cheese, 1,001 different cheeses. They're putting milk, eggs, mayonnaise, breadcrumbs. They got so many different things. It's macaroni and cheese. It's elbow noodles. It's milk. It's cheese. It's butter. It's a bechamel sauce over noodles with a little salt and pepper. All that extra stuff y'all doing, cut it out. Y'all out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Like, for real. Like, I understand the need to make adjustments and be creative and do things differently, but come on now. Come on. We can evolve, and we can keep some of the tradition, because one thing about it for sure, when you cook something from scratch and you make it homemade, it's a way different experience than if you make it, cutting corners. Like, I've seen people use imitation vanilla, and I almost lost it. I almost lost it. Like, if you're using imitation vanilla, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that just does something to my soul. You need to use real vanilla. They have it right there at Sam's Club. I know it's expensive, but it makes a difference. You use butter and sugar. Did you use real butter, Crystal? I use evaporated milk. I use, like, if you get you can go Google it. It'll tell you how to make banana pudding. But most of the time the recipe is on the box. But I use you take some 2 eggs, some flour, sugar, and evaporated milk, and you use the double boil method, and you stir it up. You got to be careful with those eggs so that they don't cook. Um, and then you add vanilla at the end, and then you have a custard. You want it to be thick, but you don't want it to be curdled or too thick. You just want it to hang on it, be able to stick to the back of your wooden spoon. Um, a lot of people say butter, but butter is expensive. They'll say they use butter, but it's really margarine. It's a difference between butter and margarine. And can I just say, don't use margarine. Margarine has the same ingredients as plastic. Um, Butter is okay to use. Use that real butter. It makes a big difference. Your eggs taste way different. Your toast tastes way different when you use real butter. I had a friend years ago, and she was staying with me, and she was like, "You gotta always do everything like the expensive way. Butter and margarine is the same thing." And she didn't really care. She would buy cheap bread for her kids, and then I'm like, "Girl, I don't eat bread like that. That bread is gonna tear up before you can get your sandwich." And so when she said, "You know what? I'm gonna start using real butter," you're right. It make a big difference, and it does when you use real butter. You gotta use real fresh ingredients when you cook, because it makes you fat first of all, and that's the best part of it. And then no, it's better and it's a better experience, and your body just notices the difference. And when you cook at home and you use real ingredients, you'll stop eating out as much. Like restaurants, I don't really prefer to go to restaurants because they're not using real fresh ingredients. I can taste the processed. I could taste it. So I'm like, I really don't enjoy going out to most of the restaurants, like your Red Lobsters or your Cheesecake Factories. Their food tastes really processed to me. It just doesn't have a good taste to it. I love Lando Lakes. A lot of people like Kerrygold. My sister's like Kerrygold, Kerrygold. One Thanksgiving, I made all my food, and when it came to my rolls, I didn't have butter, and so everybody was telling me get Kerrygold, get Kerrygold. So I went to the store, and the rolls taste really good with Kerrygold, but I think Kerrygold, I didn't really prefer it to cook to bake with, or to make my caramel cakes with. I use Land O'Lakes for my caramel cakes. When I make the caramel sauce or the caramel frosting. But I like to put the Kerrygold, like when I make my rice, I'll put like a tablespoon of butter in it. I like to put the Kerrygold in that. I like seeing that it's yellow, so I know it's enough butter, and I can see it in my food. I like seeing the butter, so I know it's enough. Um, but I don't know. Kerrygold wasn't. I like Land O'Lakes better. I gotta admit, I like Land O'Lakes way better. What do you think, Crystal? Which one do you like better? But Land O'Lakes is expensive. But I did buy Kerrygold when we went to Sam's Club. It was like $12 for 6 sticks. I guess that wasn't too bad because if you go to the store, they want like $3 or $4 for one stick of butter. I stopped buying it when we used to use margarine all the time. We used to always have that tub of Imperial margarine. We all had that tub. And then my mom just started buying butter all the time. And mostly because at that time you could go to Sam's Club and you can get like 4 pounds of butter for $8. 7, $8. They had it like that for the longest time. You can get 4 pounds of butter for $7 or $8. It was like $2. I guess margarine was probably $1 back then. But $2 for butter, that wasn't too bad. But now they want like $4 or $5 for a pound of butter. And so I understand, but I don't use butter as much um, anymore because I'm not cooking like that, right? But I still do eat butter and I still eat cheese. But I would just like use like I use it in my rice and I like make one piece of toast or something like that. So that's the extent of the butter I have. I might have 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons max when I make toast and eggs. I'm gonna use butter. I'm not gonna use no olive oil to make toast. That's just crazy. I just won't eat toast. Or, I'm not gonna eat a taco without cheese. I'd rather not have a taco. I'm not eating a taco and it doesn't have cheese in it. People don't realize a taco is really the fixings. It's not even the meat. That's why you can put anything you want in a shell, any kind of protein. You can make potato tacos. You can make fish tacos. You can make uh, ground turkey tacos. steak tacos, carne asada tacos, carnitas tacos, ground beef tacos. You know why? Because the meat does not matter in a taco. What matters is the salsa, the tomatoes, the lettuce, or the cheese, the avocado. That's what makes the taco. That's why I don't know what people be thinking they're doing just with meat and cheese. That is not a taco. That is some BS. Okay? That is BS. I love tomatoes on tacos too. Yeah, you need. I like shredded lettuce. I like all tacos. I like a steak taco with cilantro and onion and cheese and a little squeeze of lime and sometimes salsa. I like a chicken taco uh with like a Monterey Jack cheese or mozzarella cheese, and I like it with a bunch of shredded lettuce and salsa. That's how I like a chicken taco. I have ways I eat my tacos. If I have a ground beef taco, I like it with cheddar cheese, sometimes Mexican cheese, but cheddar cheese, shredded lettuce, pico de gallo or salsa is fine, and avocado in a crispy shell, like the corn tortillas. But I like the crispy shells too, but not really. I like a corn tortilla fried till it gets really crispy, and then I like to stuff it. Yesterday I had black bean tacos. I had salmon in the morning with some rice, and in the afternoon I had like around 3. I got hungry, so I made my tacos. But those tacos filled me up. I thought I was gonna need some more, cause I'm greedy like that. But I didn't need anything more. I just had a few of my frozen grapes. Well, a lot of my frozen grapes, and I was good. But I made 3 black bean tacos, and I just put a little taco seasoning in the beans, and I put some seasoning, cowboy seasoning in it, and I threw an onion in the beans, and I let it cook. And I just put a little beans in my shell with the cheese. I put pico de gallo. I put some salsa, shredded lettuce, and avocado. They were so good. They were so good. And I had bought ground beef to make the kids some, but they ate something else. They made sandwiches and chips and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll make these tacos another day. But, could you imagine? Just, even if you don't want to cook the beans, buy you a can of beans. And you don't always have to do meat. You don't always have to do meat. And it tastes good. I know some people are really particular and they may feel like, no, I need meat in my tacos, but I like a potato taco. I like potato tacos. I like tacos all the ways. It was delicious. You know what? I didn't make the pico. I could make the pico, but Vons, they have freshly made pico, so I just grabbed that. It's Taco Tuesday, Crystal. You might as well. You had Mexican style carnitas over the weekend. Oh my gosh! Like I go get this. Now I've been going to get like this roast, this thin cut roast from Stater Brothers. It's like really thin, and I pop it in the oven with peppers, and I season it up and chop it up real small. It gets so tender, and I use that. My daughter was like, "That tastes like roast. That don't taste like steak." I'm like, "It does to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I like it better than steak." And I chop it up and put it on top of some tortillas with some cheese, cilantro, and onion, and baby, that's good eating. I haven't had carnitas in a long time. I haven't been eating pork, um, and I try to stay away from pork. I used to eat bacon, but since I've been eating clean. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm 2 months in one day. I'm at the home stretch, y'all. The longest I ever ate clean was 2 months straight. I'm trying to make it to my birthday, y'all. I'm trying. I feel like I can do it, but at the same time, I be feeling like I got the girls those sorbets in the little shells. Like if it's coconut sorbet, then it's got a coconut shell. Then one of them has like a grapefruit shell. or whatever. You get them, they sell them at Costco, and now they just start selling them at Sam's Club. The coconut ones, ugh, nobody liked those. Like, you would get three coconut ones, and I bought like two or three of them last year, and we had so many coconut ones left. I don't know who ended up eating them. I don't know what happened to them, but they were ugh. But now the ones that they have at Sam's Club is pineapple and coconut. I haven't tried it, but I've been wanting to just try it just to see. But I'm like no, I've been feeling like I feel too good right now to eat that kind of stuff. I don't want to go back to eating like that for a while. When I do, or if I do decide, okay, I want a cupcake or something like that. I want I want it to be to the point where the first bite tastes so sweet that that's enough for me. That's the point I want to get to where I'm not scarfing down two or three cupcakes because, I have a ferocious appetite, or I'm not eating two or three huge chocolate chip cookies because that's how bad I got. So for me, it's about my health, number one, and number two, it's about just self control, and that's just what I need in my life right now. And um, I like living my life like this. I've always wanted to be a healthy eater. I always wanted to be a person who not watch what I eat, but who was cautious about what I eat, cautious about how I treat my body. And finally, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't drink alcohol, and I'm not overindulgent. And I get, that's another thing that I accomplished this year. I finally got control of my life and how I treat my body. Like that, no, nothing tastes as good as that feels. So, but you haven't purchased bacon in 3 months. Yeah, I feel like people say everything in moderation, but you shouldn't eat everything in moderation. Some things you don't need to eat. I don't think we need to eat fast food. I don't think we need to eat junk food and candy and things like that. I don't think we need to drink alcohol. I don't think we need to eat fried foods. I don't think we need to even develop those tastes, right? Eating fried chicken, and that's what our diet is. Like, if you're ethnic, a lot of heavily fattening foods, fried foods, things like that. And we're not the only one that get these diseases. Everybody get these diseases, but we're the ones that die from these diseases, and that's because like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and that's because of the way we eat. And we're so heavily engrossed in how we eat, right? Because those are, a lot of what we eat is based on tradition and how we spend time with our families. We like to eat good food, right? But it's just not good for us. And there's a way to eat good and eat good food without it being so fattening and without it being so harsh on our bodies. And you know, um, I ate bacon for a long time, but and it was hard for me not to eat bacon. Really hard because that's the way I season my cabbage, and that's the way I season like my green beans. Um, but I got used to not doing it that way. I learned a long time ago how to use peppers, and I'll use like a little butter and peppers and onions and season my meat, or season my beans, or season my green beans and things like that with, and it tastes good. Once you start retraining your taste buds and just like eating fresh fruits and vegetables, and you will start seeing, wait a minute, I don't miss the meat, I don't miss the extra meat, I don't miss the pork. And so like I said, the bacon is the only thing I would eat. I don't eat pork chops, and I don't really. I love my pork ribs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna even lie, but I was eating them on Fourth of July, and I didn't just eat some on Fourth of July. I was eating a lot, and that's probably where my problem came from. But my legs start swelling up. My legs swelled up so bad. My ankles swelled up, and I said, "Oh hell no!" Hell no. Hell no. And when your body starts swelling, that's your body's way of showing you been, I'm gonna just say you fucked up. You fucking up. You're out of hand. If your body starts swelling up, you don't want your joints and your hands to start swelling, your legs and ankles start swelling. That means you got poor circulation. That means you're retaining water. So what that means? That means high blood pressure, high blood sugar. And my blood sugar was a 5.9. My blood pressure was getting up to 140 over like 90. And that's high. So now my blood pressure is like 116 over 60. So it wasn't that something was wrong with me. It was definitely what I was eating. Now my blood sugar went from 5.9 to 5.4. So I'm out of the woods. I'm out of the woods for high blood pressure and high blood sugar. And that's what I wanted for me. I didn't like, and then not only that, I couldn't cross my legs because my joints were swollen from all that extra sugar and extra grease, you know. And I know that everybody's not a fatty big back like me. And I know that all of you aren't having those issues, but a lot of you are. Some of you guys are not overweight, but you're feeling like your knees hurt, or you're feeling like your ankle swelling, or you're feeling that you're not as like you don't have as much endurance as you used to. And that's probably a lot to has a lot to do with how you're eating. It's no way around it. You know, it's gonna catch up to you sooner or later. It took it took my 40s for it to really catch up to me because I was eating like that and I couldn't believe, wait, all my skinny friends got high blood pressure and I don't. All my skinny friends have lupus. They have diabetes. I don't. I didn't have none of that stuff. I had none of that stuff. And I'm telling you, my friends had this in their 30s and I'm the big one. So, and I had the family history of it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not getting these things. But for me, I feel like it was stress that caused me to get high blood pressure. It was definitely stress because, like I said, I have been eating crazy like that all my life and I never had high blood pressure. And then I finally started getting high blood pressure. So, um, for health reasons, I was like, okay, I got to cut this out. You know, food is not more important to me than me. And it just became a thing where I felt like I could just improve on my life just by changing how I eat. I can improve who I am as a person just by changing how I'm eating. And that's another nugget. You can improve your life. And somebody said this, his name is D'Angelo DeBerry, I think his name is. He said, consider all the people that you know who are successful. Most of them are in shape and they eat healthy. Like, think about the most successful people that you know. Like, they eat healthy and they exercise and they're in shape. And I know somebody's gonna say, what about Oprah? Oprah's been trying to get in shape her whole life. Oprah, you know, she's a big girl, but Oprah has been working out and trying to get it right her whole life, you know. And Oprah is one of a few. Most people got to be like Beyonce. Beyonce trains really hard and she works really hard. And she said that that's the difference between her and other people. She puts in the work. She's not only doing the choreography, she's working out and she's eating healthy or, you know, staying away from the treats and the goodies so she could be in good shape when she goes out there on stage. And that's the difference between her and somebody else who doesn't put in that extra work to make sure that their body is right and their mind is right. You got about 10 pounds to lose. You know what, Crystal? It seems like the 10 pounds be the hardest to lose. And like when you have like more to lose, like me, I have a lot more to lose. So me going from eating whatever I want to tighten it up is going to be quicker for me to lose the weight. But the more weight you lose, the harder it is to lose. Like the first month, I lost 24 pounds because I went from drinking soda, eating hot fries, eating fast food, eating Chick-fil-A, eating McDonald's, eating uh, Wingstop, uh, making fried chicken, making whatever I wanted to eat at home. I went from that to eating, to drinking water only, to eating more fruit, more vegetables, to eating only home cooked food. So my body was like, girl, thank you. And I dropped 24 pounds. This month I'm only down 9 pounds. I didn't want to keep losing it that fast anyway, because, I want it to be a slow process so it will stay off and so the habits will last longer. But um, I wanted to lose at least 10 pounds this month. But 2.25 pounds a week is still good. That's the unrecommended amount of weight, and it's still good. When you drink nothing but water, the weight dropped off. You can tell. You can tell what, Crystal? Um, do that again. Drink water again. I didn't think I could ever. I used to be like, I hate water. I hate water. I can't stand water. I used to be one of those people. And then plus, I smoked cigarettes. So if you know any cigarette smoker, they always have a drink that they gotta have, right? Oh yeah, you could tell how her body looks. Mama three, I did not love water. I hated water. And I would always have a cigarette in my hand and a bottle of Pepsi. Pepsi, right. I could drink, I probably wasn't really eating that much. I was probably drinking a 2 liter of Pepsi a day. And at the time when I was married, he would take my Pepsi and pour it down the sink and we would fight. I'm like, because I'd be like, don't let me drink Pepsi. And then if he see me with a Pepsi, he'll pour it down the sink. I'm like, why would you do that? But I used to love to drink Pepsi, like, oh my gosh. And then I got to where I drank Coke. When you just get a cold Coke or a cold Pepsi, whichever one is the one you like, oh my goodness. And then you have your cigarette and you're sitting outside smoking your cigarettes. Oh my goodness, it was fun. It was a time. But but bad combination. Soda, dark soda at that, and the cigarettes. I was asking for bad health. I really was. I really was. So yeah, I even when I was eating clean, I was still drinking water, but with the like crystal lights in it. And I found out that sugar begets more sugar. So even if it's like the fake sugar, like the crystal light, you're still gonna want to eat more when like if you drink a soda, if you drink sodas and stuff like that, you eat more, and you get more calories from the soda. But then you also want to eat more, because that's what sugar does. It makes you want to eat more. And so only drinking water makes me able to not eat as much because I'm not as hungry. And then eating real food makes me not want to eat as much because I'm satisfied more. Eating fast food, eating potato chips, eating candy, those are empty calories. They don't get you full, and you actually want to eat more afterwards. Um, that feeling of wanting something sweet after you eat like a fast food meal is real. So, um, yeah, I'm glad that I'm not doing that anymore. But month two, we're going to month three. We'll see how much weight we lose. I'm trying not to be so hard on myself and be happy with any weight loss, whether it be a pound or 2 pounds, because this is not an easy journey and it's a lifetime journey. So, your aunt used to smoke Newports and drink Mountain Dew. Ooh, that's a lot of caffeine. I know her heart is racing like crazy between the nicotine and the Mountain Dew. Shoot. And, yeah, but I used to like my soda. But then I just started drinking water, and like right now, I don't have a desire to drink soda. I be having to make sure I drink enough water though. Um, because if I eat like frozen grapes, I feel like I'm not as thirsty. Like if I drink a lot of fruit, juicy fruits and stuff like that, I feel like I'm not as thirsty. But I think I need to get more water, get my water intake back up, because The first month I was drinking 2 Stanleys a day, and my daughter unplugged the ice machine because she needed to clean it out. So I stopped filling up my Stanley, but I'm gonna fill my Stanley up today and get back to drinking more ice water. 2 cups of 2 of the 40-ounce Stanleys a day will melt the pounds away. So just get back to drinking your water only. And the thing about eating healthy is this: once you start doing it, your body starts craving it. Like your body will recognize very quickly, it will adjust very quickly to you drinking only water. And like you said, you would drop the pounds. So that when you start, or if you go back to drinking juice or drinking soda, your body will rebel, and you will start feeling a certain type of way because your body doesn't want the extra sugar. It doesn't want the soda. And it's going to feel foreign. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I feel more bloated, or I feel like I'm having chest pains, or I feel like, more sluggish, more tired, because your body doesn't want to eat those things. Your body wants what's good for it. It wants the water. It wants the green vegetables. It wants the healthy meals. And you don't have to, people say, well, you can't take away everything. You can't restrict everything. And that's not what I'm saying at all. You don't have to do that. And you don't have to drink smoothies all day. You can eat food and you can drink water. You know, you can eat and lose weight. I just did that. I lost, what was that, 24 plus 9 is 33 pounds. And I eat good every day. You know, some days I eat more, some days I eat less. But I eat good every day. Yeah. I like ice cold water too. I like Nestle water right now. I like Nestle water and Smart Water, the alkaline Smart Water. Those are the two I like right now. The other day I bought two Fiji waters. Fiji used to be my all-time favorite, but I don't know. I stopped liking that as much, and now I just like Nestle. But I like it cold. Like I can drink water if it's like warm, but if it's cold, if it's warm, I'll nurse it. I'll drink some of it. If it's cold, I'll drink the whole thing. And if it's in my Stanley, I'll drink it all. I would drink it all. I haven't had Deer Park. I've never tried that one. Guys, I am going into 3 hours on here, which is cray. Smart water tastes like the faucet. See how we all have different tastes? And my little sister says she can't stand like the Nestle water or the brand water. She likes to drink the water from the store brand water. I guess it just has to do with our taste buds, Crystal, because you know people have different texture. Sometimes people don't like certain textures, or sometimes people don't like the way things taste, and that's because our body chemistry is different. So we have to go by that as well. But that's how I feel about Aquafina and Dasani. I used to love Dasani too, but I can't stand Aquafina or Dasani. Oh, Crystal Geyser, I can't stand that either. Arrowhead, ugh, I don't like any of those waters. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I know you guys got to get your day started. I will be checking out your pages as well. Crystal, I feel like I don't get over there to you nearly enough. I got to get you in my algorithm because, M3, she's definitely in the algo. I have certain people in my algo, but I feel like it's people that come through and I don't see enough of them. And I need to probably go visit your page and get you back in my algorithm so that your content is coming up more. You haven't been on in 2 days? No, it's not about being busy, Crystal. It's about, you know, spreading your stuff around and making sure that, because I'm on here a lot and I have more than one phone. So even if I'm busy, even if I'm doing something, I like, sometimes you can't watch everybody's content and give it the full, undivided attention that you want to give it, but you can give them the watch hours. You can help them get that. Um, and I don't know, like, it says two up here, but it might be other people listening in. But if they're not commenting, you won't see them show up. So I don't know if you don't comment if the person is still in there, because I might see two people right now, and then when I get off, it'll show that I had like 200 views, something like that, and that's because people kept coming in and out, and people might have never left, but once they stop engaging, then that's when you stop seeing them in your account. No, Mama Three, you were doing it every day, just like me. You were at it every single day. I stopped going live every day. I didn't go live Friday or Saturday. Like, we were doing it every day. I was going every day at 6 o'clock. I stopped that stuff. I had to stop that. Shoot. It gets draining, especially once school got started. And like on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm up from 7:30 until 7:30 at night. 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 at night. I'm going back and forth all day long driving. And then if I have some business to take care of, or if I have to go to the grocery store. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I try to just stay around the house. And now that my daughter has a job, oh my gosh. Like now I gotta, it's gonna be probably every day during the week. I don't know what they're gonna do on the weekends, but I can't do it all 7 days a week. Like if I'm running around Monday through Friday on the weekends, forget it. Forget it. And they probably won't want to do anything anyway because they have jobs and they have things that they're doing. So they probably would be trying to rest up too for the week. But y'all, ugh. I'm just glad that I'm able to do it, and I'm glad that I'm here to do it for my kids. But in order for me to be able to do it at my best, and that's another reason why I had to change my diet. I was having shortness of breath, and I wouldn't have been able to run for 12 hours. I would have been like, y'all better Uber. And now I can do that. But I also know, like on Mondays and Wednesdays, when I'm doing all that running around, I got to pace myself because I be getting tired. Yeah. All right, guys. You guys have a good morning and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. If you're on a replay, I appreciate you for tuning in. I had a great morning. Now I'm feeling a little sleepy. Like I could go back. I was going to go to sleep a lot sooner than this, but we were having a good morning and I enjoyed it. I'm surprised all of you ladies were on this early. I've done early morning lives like this before, and I didn't. People came in, but it wasn't, my YouTube friends like usual. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good morning. I love you all, and I appreciate you all for your support and your engagement. It means the absolute world to me. May God bless you and your content. May you eat healthy. May you sleep well. May you get all of the strength that you need to do this thing called life and to enjoy life. Not just do the busy stuff that you need to do, taking care of your family, and not just existing, but enjoying life on your own terms, doing life the way you want to do it. I pray that for anybody that's listening to this live, that you have much success in your content creation, in your businesses, in your job, in all that you endeavor to do for the rest of 2025. I pray this for me, and I pray it for you. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.